Oh, that's a long way. I don't think I've ever seen the water level as low as this. This is going to be slightly tricky, isn't it? Apart from anything else, it's a bloody long way down. Well, that wasn't the most graceful of entries, but right, we're back on the water. We've left Ellingham Mill behind, and it's only 5:15. So, and go to the pub, how I see it. And then there's a very simple choice: either we find somewhere on the way back to Beccles, or we don't. So it'll be wild camp tonight, or it'll be back to the car tonight, one of the two. Actually, I might just go and check this out, you never know, that might be. There's some bushes there. That could be a spot. Anyway, but there's cows on the other side of the field, so I hope that now 5 o'clock gone, that the wind would start to be easing off a bit and go to bed for the night. It's not done yet. Every now and again you think that's eased off, but then it comes back again. I have never ever paddled further than Geldeston on this river, ever. So I have absolutely no idea what's the other side. Usually where there's motorboats, there's places where they pull up, so who knows. But I guess the navigable bit from Geldeston should be the Broads as well, and that, by that reasoning. Broads Authority, anything goes. Not quite. Right, this is it, Geldeston Lock. Just got to go under that bridge. That bridge is the limit of navigation, so no boats with an engine are allowed past that, or can even probably get under it. So yeah, so what we'll do is we will go and have a pint, I think. So I don't know where this boat is going to, whether it's going back to Beccles. Who knows, or whether that just jollies up and down here with a few pub goers on board. The Big Dog Ferry, that's what it is, Big Dog Ferry. Stay across at the last minute. I hope there's no motorboats coming. Thanks. Hiya.
Nice varnish.
Yeah, thank you. Well, it needs some revarnish actually. Yeah.
Nice looking canoe.
Thank you.
I can't exactly do it, he must be a character. No.
Okay. That's now just gone 6:30. I've been to the locks. I've had a pint of aspals and some crisps. And yeah, that's it. So I'm now back in the water. It's only about, I think it's 3 miles to Beccles Lido, and the quay is about 2 miles, about a mile past that, so it's probably about 4 miles to Beccles, where my car is. So I think, unless I find a staggeringly fantastic wild camping area, I'm going to be going back to the car, I think. My 3-day adventure has been slightly reduced to 2 days. I'm starting to get the feeling that I need some bigger adventures. I've no idea what I'm going to find down here. I've never been on this stretch ever. Alright. I think where there's trees, there's opportunities. Right, well, I haven't long left the locks. Well, I think I might have found somewhere. There's a footpath here, but just down here by the water. Looks like it could be a really fantastic camp spot. So yeah, I think I put the tent there, drag the canoe up here, and no one can see it. Yeah. Obviously somebody's cut the grass at some point. I don't know where this goes to. Let's go and have a little look. I think I'll just get my app out and have a look and see where the path goes. And then I can always sit here for a bit, bide my time. Cook some food up. Right, got the old Trangia out again. a bit breezy. I've just been sitting here sorting out all my stuff and charging my phone and doing a bit of doing the usual sort of stuff. There's been a couple of boats go past. The ones that I saw at Geldeston Locks, so they've gone. There's I've just seen I've just been chatting to a lady here who was walking the dog around this loop, and some guys have just gone past on paddle boards. It looks like they're heading towards Beccles. So yeah, I don't expect there'll be too much else happening now. So I'm just going to sit here and make myself a coffee and have that. Look at everything I've got left to eat. So it's just going to be an assortment of bits and bobs, I think. But I've got some Huel in there, so I'll probably use that. And the rest of my crackers, and I've got a tin of tuna, so you know that'll do. I won't starve. And yeah, this is quite a nice little spot actually, so I think I'll be alright here. Just leave it a little while. I'm not going to advertise the fact of where it is, but if you know the area, you'll probably know where I am. Other than that, yeah. The grass is almost long enough to hide my tent. Not quite. The canoe's just tucked in there. That's nicely out of sight. So yeah. Well, that's been a pretty interesting day, hasn't it? All the way from, can't believe I was the other side of Hummersfield, and now I'm all the way over here. even though I've been going pretty slowly by my usual standards. I've stopped a lot of times, and I had that obviously when I managed to fall out of the canoe, so obviously that was my first stop. Well, I stopped at Thomasville to get some water, fell out the canoe, stopped there for probably best part of half an hour by the time I'd sorted all the gear out. Then I stopped at Flixton near the airplane place. I was there for at least probably nearly half an hour there, I suppose. And then I had quite a long break around the Bungay Horseshoe. Since then I haven't stopped much, but I've had half an hour in the pub, the Locks Inn, and now I'm here. So yeah, I mean, I'm sure that the tailwind has helped me a bit, but on the flip side I have had headwinds and side winds as well, but yeah, so it's been a very interesting day. But it's nice to, I mean, it's no distance really to the finish, but I wouldn't mind just getting another night in. That'd be, break into the third day. I mean, I will be up here pretty early and on my way, so no doubt I'll be at the car park before 9 o'clock, I would imagine. Cups are dead tight fit inside that square, so, which is really good until it comes to time to take it out. And then it's not very good. It's a lovely evening, beautiful evening, really nice. Right, I'll catch you in a bit. Right then guys, we are all set up. The tent's set up there quite discreetly, and the canoe is just in here, almost discreetly. And I am here, obviously very discreetly, with a little bottle of something, so just to see off the end of Sunday. Decided I was going to stop here. It's been alright actually, it's nice and quiet now, really quiet. So I should be going to bed as soon as I finish this drink, and then yeah, be up at 5:30 again. Quick coffee, get back on the water. So it's still morning, it's going to be beautiful sunshine, allegedly, and yeah, a bit of drone footage would be nice, so I can take my time, just amble back to Beccles, do a bit of drone, bit of photography, bit of video, and yeah, and then we'll get back and get the car, and we should be off to home where we jolly well came from. So yeah, big cracking weekend again. Didn't quite work out today as I thought that might, but you know, I say it every time, you just can't, you know, a lot of these things all happen by chance, so you can't plan it, because you just don't know where you're going to be, you don't know where you're going to end up, you don't know what the weather's going to be, what the, you know, what the wild camping possibilities are. So it's always it's what it is. So, but you know, if this works out well, which it looks like it will, then I've had a couple of good camps in the old tent. It's lovely. So yeah, I decided against putting it there because I keep looking up at these tree branches in this tree. I realise that it isn't that windy anymore, and if they were going to fall down, they probably would have fallen down in today's wind, but it still make me nervous. So I've squeezed my tent in there, mainly because there's no big branches above me. So unless the whole tree falls over, I should be okay. Oh dear, the things you have to think about. Anyway, I'm not going to dwell on that, so I might say goodnight when I'm in the tent, But if I don't, then good night, and I'll see you in the morning. Morning! It's a beautiful day, sun is shining, there's no wind. Birds are singing, and have been for the last hour and a half. Oh, since I was sleeping outside, the dawn chorus. It's a song thrush, it's just been going at it forever. But anyway, all part of the experience. So I'm very quickly just trying to get all my stuff together. I'm going to grab a coffee, and then yeah, we'll get back on the water. That's my little camp there. I've just started taking the tent apart so that I can get up nice and early, leave no trace before anybody sees me. Oh yes, right, I will see you on the water. I can report that the only thing that dropped out of the tree last night was a big dollop of pigeon poop right on my tent. The first job was cleaning that off. Typical, the whole tree, and it has to poop on my tent. Sometimes you just have to love wildlife and nature. Perhaps he was trying to send me a message. Fantastic morning that. It'll soon be 6 o'clock. Not seen anybody yet. Not that I'm surprised. But yeah, that's lovely. Certainly the best time of the day. Back on the water. Right, full steam ahead to Beccles. Jing jing. Full power. Should have got my sunglasses out. Goodbye, song thrush. Thanks for the alarm call. Well, this morning the tide is going out, so We have an added bit of help from that. It was quite low tide when I arrived, and by the time I went to bed it must have been very close to high tide, I would imagine. And this morning it's getting close to low tide again. Had a pretty decent sleep up until about 3:30 when I first woke up. I heard a couple of things scurrying around outside. Something was sniffing quite well, probably my empty can of tuna that was in my rubbish bag. So I have no idea what that was. And then something bigger, which did sound rather like a swan waddling around the tent. But who knows? I didn't bother to get out and look. Oh, blimey. Yeah. My weather app categorically said there was going to be no wind until 8 o'clock. Got that wrong. Still haven't seen an otter all trip, which I'm rather a bit surprised about. Are you the pigeon that pooped in my tent? Well, it's just as well I stopped where I did because I haven't seen much else so far. I mean, there's potential here on the right hand side, but we'll be battling for the undergrowth. That looks more hammock spot than tent. And I haven't said that. There is a little place just here. Yes, no, it's not. Obviously, boats normally moored there by the looks of it, but there is a patch of grass there of sorts. May be doable. All references for another time. You never know when I might be down here again. Can't imagine I will somehow, but you never know. It's a very nasty smell around here. I don't know what it is, but I can guess. Yeah, that's very unpleasant. Whew. Tell you what, I wouldn't mind when I get home to have I might have a soak in the bath actually, or anyway, a shower, whatever. I don't know what time I've got, but I do feel I need it more than normal after my little swim yesterday. I am feeling ever so slightly dirty. Still, could have been worse. I could have fallen in this section. It don't smell the best. I wouldn't come here wild swimming if I was you. possibly we are passing. That must be the best camping spot I've seen so far. As long as you don't mind being visible. Hello. I think we might have our first boat in the morning. I'm on the wrong side. No, there's an outflow pipe up here. Sounds like a boat, but it's not. I wonder if that's where the nasty smell is coming from. Now I'm sure that is all just pure clean water. There won't be anything in that, no. Rather noisy. Let's get down there before it stops. Come on, let's get there, let's get there. You're in for a right treat now. Yeah, look how foamy the water is. Oh, lovely. I want to do a bit of Class 1 rapids. I'd rather think these two boats can't read. Really says no mooring yet. Well, we are progressing ever closer to the final point, but it's hard to imagine this is the same river that I started on Saturday morning. Quite a natural overgrown river, but generally always quite refreshing, interesting. And we're now on this section which is tidal, and yeah, there's not really any of those things really. It's not very interesting, certainly not clean and refreshing. You can see where the water line has been. Yes, quite a contrast. Yes, quite a contrast. So I haven't been on a tidal section of water for a while, and you just forget how, I don't know, just the way always seem to be, there's something about them. It's always just look dirty for some reason. Probably all the mud and what have you on the banks. But the other thing with somewhere like this is it's very difficult to find anywhere to stop because the tide is quite low. It means that the banks are very steep and you get all exposed mud on the banks. It's not the easiest place to get in and out of. And if you choose to get out in the wrong place, you know, you are asking for trouble. Because little accidents can happen, especially when there's mud involved. And arguably it is slightly more interesting than the section below Ellingham Mill, because at least here we have got trees and things on the side of the river, which when you've got trees there's always something to look at, and there's always a lot more birds, and there's also more camping possibilities, particularly if you brought your hammock. Because I knew I was going to have some potential hardships, especially at the beginning, I have tried to cut my pack down to the bare minimum, and I think I have really. I mean, I've got everything's in that one large boundary bag, and that's nowhere near full. my smaller bag is mainly just got my camera equipment in and my leggings and jackets and my spare pair of shoes. Yeah, so I'm just down to one bag, which isn't too bad. So I have cut things down considerably. Just trying to work out what I can actually get away with in preparation for my Sweden trip, which is still several months away, but it is edging ever closer. I shan't be packing the bag just yet, but I am busy making lists. Every time I think of something, write it down. And these little experiences all help a lot, actually. Do help a lot. It's when the first windsock warning appears. Terrifically strong yesterday. I'm just glad that most of the time it's behind me, because that was a strong wind. I mean, I did have some sections, particularly around the Bungay Horseshoe headwind, and in a few places I had a pretty nasty side wind, which is, I find side winds often harder to deal with than headwinds, because they just blow this just like a cork in the water. It's ridiculous. Just catch you and you're gone. You're pretty powerless to do much about it, really, particularly when it catches you unawares on a bend in the river. So yeah, so I was very fortunate. In fact, I've been fortunate the whole trip, really, because when I have encountered wind, most of the time that's been blowing me along, which has made this journey rather easy, really. So, you know, the 3-day trip could have easily been tackled in 2 days, because I did mess around quite a lot, and I stopped quite early on Saturday night as well. But you know, I'm here to enjoy myself, not just knock it out, and I've been trying to best I can. When you're on your own, you've only got a few things to, you know, you can amuse yourself with. If I was having fires, I suppose that would have changed things a little bit, so I had the time messing around with a fire and had a fire to look at. But other than that, you know, when you're on your own, it is just, you know, having something to eat, having a drink, setting your gear up, tidying your gear up, charging your gear up, and then you're done, really. As much as I do enjoy my own company, I did manage to watch the Grand Prix highlights on my phone last night. Not that I watch a lot of F1 nowadays. I used to be a big fan of F1, but I find it all a bit overbearing on the rules nowadays and a bit tiresome, so I haven't watched it seriously for a few years. But it was Monaco. I do like to see Monaco, and that was only the highlights, so it's only 7 minutes or 8 minutes. Good to see our man Norris won. Another one up for the Brits. Because every time I turn on YouTube nowadays to watch something, then as soon as that's finished, some old man keeps popping up in a bloody canoe all over the place. I don't know who the hell he is. God, yeah. You'll have to get on your wick. Actually looks quite pretty. Yeah, that's nice. In fact, on this bit you wouldn't even know it's low tide, would you? Well, there is a slight line now, I suppose. Not that obvious. This has very much got a Broads feeling to it. Yes, how are you enjoying that? Now you know what I feel like without my sunglasses on. I am going to stop and get those out of my bag, I feel. Because as you can see, it's not super pleasant. Right, I can start to see some buildings ahead. It's one very big tall tower. Oh, it's difficult to make it out in the sunlight, but it looks like a church tower to me. I'm quite surprised that I haven't had any insect bites so far on any of these trips, because it has been quite warm. I was expecting it. I've got my I've got a bottle of Avon Skin So Soft with me, which I can plop on if I need to, but no, I haven't had a single bite, which is very unusual for me, because normally they love me. But it could be that because I now smell like a river, that I am disguised a bit. There wasn't too many people sitting near me at the Geldeston Inn, that's for sure. I had a lot of space. What we've got here coming up, this must be the smallest barge I've ever seen. You will see it shortly. I have a feeling that some enterprising person has knocked that up. But yeah, that is a very small barge. With a rather cool line cover. Now when you're on a tidal river and you want to moor yourself up, it's always best at high tide not to tie your rope up too tight, because if you do, that's what happens. Tide goes out and you're marooned. Yeah. Once you paddle past one of these riverside towns or villages, you know, wherever you are, they're all muchness really, aren't they? And a few nice places popped up. Obviously lots of boats, with all some nice boats, some not so nice boats, some totally abandoned boats, and some of the quaysides leave a lot to be desired. And of course there's usually an awful lot of signage of the private variety, which honestly is quite bloody obvious. Yeah, they all seem to have the same kind of character really. I don't know if I fancy it that much, to be honest. Especially on a tidal section. So on this side of the river we have the cheap mooring. That makes it rather awkward if you want to visit Beccles, because that's on the other side of the river. I'm afraid there hasn't been too much on this section of the river to make a particularly quality video for my final day. So there might be a bit more of me waffling on than you're probably that I would like, and you're probably comfortable with, but more of that. I'm doing my best. That's what I have. Here we come to the bridge. I have driven over that bridge a few times. Lots of warning signs for the unwary. Beware Low Bridge. Yeah, not a good idea to stand on the deck when you're going under low bridges, is it? Lots of swallows under here. The car park was right at the other end. Yeah, I think we'll be able to go down here and see what we can find. Some more swans there, look. Only got one little signal. What's happened to all the others? Only got one. So you have to excuse me from, I have got a big habit of talking to myself. It's nice to have somebody else to listen to me droning on. Yes, I think this is it. My car is up the end of this on the left, I believe. Unless I have completely lost my bearings. Or marbles, as the case may be. You don't have to go past me, swan. Right, here's a slip, so I think we better deal with this. Oh, didn't even get a wet foot. Yes, I think I can see the car park, so let's unload all the valuables. We'll come back for the canoe.
Traditionally built one, eh?
Yes, traditionally built, yeah. Goodness. By my own fair hand.
Hooray.
Oh,
I know, eh?
yeah.
Oh,
Looking a bit tired now, but no way.
yeah.
But
When
very much so, yes. Yeah, it is, yeah, very much so. Hey, here comes the wind. Oh yeah, grab your ball. Okay, enjoy your walk. Okay, that is the end of the trip. So thank you so much for joining me. I hope you've seen all 3 days and you've enjoyed it. I hope so. I've done my best. So yes, and don't forget to do the old, if you want to see more, make sure you subscribe. Feel absolutely free to leave any kind of comment. It's always nice to receive comments. Let me know what you think. And yeah, I will see you on whatever the next adventure turns out to be. I will keep my subscribers updated via YouTube with little posts every now and again when I've got something coming up. So just so you know, thank you. See you later.